Hello my beautiful people, and welcome to this week's, I'm doing now what I'm also going to do on top of your weeklies is a general forecast for the world at large. Given the times that we are moving in, the events that are happening, many things that I'm sure many of you remember me saying would come to pass are now starting to converge, right? We're starting to see this stuff playing out on the wider world stage. So this is your first ever general weekly taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It is an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, hit that subscribe button. If you are already one of my valued continued subbies, I love you so much. Thank you for all of your support. It truly means the world. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what is happening for all of us, right, on the wider world stage. What is the destiny for the world ahead of us? Wrong deck, Raph. Okay, so the destiny ahead of us for the week ahead, for the world at large, in general, for all of us, is the Lovers card. This is about reconciliation, right? I feel like this week we are going to, so the Lovers card sees us making a choice. It sees us blending different ideas, different energies and thought forms together. This is about finding some sort of cohesion in order to commit ourselves to the things that we love and ultimately to decide what it is that we truly love, what it is that we truly are invested in. The Lovers card brings reconciliation. So the destiny for the week ahead, for the whole wider world stage, especially expect to hear things out of London, expect to hear things out of all kinds of Gemini ruled countries. And the reason I say London is because London is a Gemini ruled city. So any and all places that have the Gemini energy, and you can look that up, it's a fun piece of homework for all people to do. Anywhere that has the Gemini energy will probably come up in the news this week, will probably have an air or an ilk of some kind of reconciliation. You know, it's no surprise, and it's definitely not lost on me, this whole thing with the Brexit. So that will be interesting. But on the wider world stage, this is about reconciliation. I feel like there will be a lot of talks this week where people are trying to bring things back into balance. There's this whole thought and this whole feeling, and this card actually represents Gemini, not Libra, even though we've got the whole Libra and full moon going on. The wider world stage's destiny is to find some way of reconciling things, to take disparate ideas, beliefs or energies and find a harmonious way to move forward with them. And the way that we do that through the Lovers card and through Gemini especially is by dealing with the facts. What is it? How is it? You know, standing up and being counted, but ultimately really giving yourself the time, the space and the pleasure to love one another and ultimately yourself. So let's have a look at the direction, right? So the direction that we're heading in, how is this likely to shape up? What is it that all of us are going to be feeling, you know? So that's on the wider world stage level, right? At base level, at the ground level for all of us, this is about finding some way to reconcile or ultimately find some way. And it's not about fixing something in order to say, right, now I've dealt with that, I can move on. It's about finding some way to reconcile how we truly feel. It's about finding some way to say, look, you know what, I acknowledge everything that I've experienced. I acknowledge everything that we as a collective, whether that's you and your partner, whether it's you and your family, whether it's you and your work peers, your colleagues, I acknowledge what we've been through. And I also understand that although we are different, we have a common goal, we have a common path, and I want to see that through to some kind of satisfactory conclusion or reconciliation for all of us involved. So the direction, how do we get there? What is the way that this is likely to shape up? We've got the Six of Wands. By celebrating everybody's small wins, by understanding that when I win, you win. When you win, I win. That when we win collectively. This idea that there is no us and them. There's only us. There's only we. There's not really any I. You know, this is about discovering that there is no I in team. And the direction that we take to get there with the Six of Wands is by celebrating each other, by celebrating our different differences, by even just accepting that, you know what, we might not be able to change everything or make it perfect, but the fact that we are willing to try means that 95% of whatever battles or issues or hardships we may face, we have already overcome. And then finally, the insight. So what is the insight? The insight is about extra knowledge, extra info. It's about looking into something in a different way or giving a different perspective. So let's have a look, see. And we get the Three of Pentacles. Through being open, ready and willing to learn about each other, to learn about ourselves, to ultimately listen to other ways of doing things, to know that my way might not be the best way, that your way might not be the best way, but through this idea of reconciliation and cohesion, we can all learn something from each other. And ultimately, the insight is basically saying through some kind of learning, whether this is information that comes forward, whether it is the sharing of knowledge, whether it is the idea or the ideals that underpin everything that we know, things are about to change. We are about to, as a collective, learn. So the energy for this week is going to be one of real reconciliation, but it's also going to be one of learning. So check this out, some really interesting stuff that I've just spotted. The Lovers card is the number 6. Then we've got the Six of Wands, double hit of 6 energy. This is all about what is responsible, who is responsible, what am I responsible for, what are you responsible for? Am I willing to share the responsibility? Are we willing to share the burden? Which we've seen, you know, like with a lot of the stuff that's playing out on the wider world stage. Very, very interesting. Check this out, right? Then we've got the number 3, Three of Pentacles, which 3 is the midway point between 1 and 6, right? Which is really interesting. So check this out again. We start the week on the number 15, 1 and 5 gives you 6. And we end on the 21st, 2 and 1 gives you 3, right? So 6 to the power of 3. What is the number 3? It's about communication. It's about expression. It's about finding the beauty that I hold and honoring that in order to communicate it out into the world. You will love me for my uniqueness, and I will love you for the acceptance that you give me. There are going to be some really amazing shifts and changes that happen over on the wider world stage, but especially in relationships, in how we view ourselves, in how we see ourselves as a part of a relationship, whether that is with personal, professional, academic, you know, tribe, whatever you want to call it, whatever vernacular you are looking at. There is going to be something this week that really enables all of us to transcend the experience that we've been having. There is something here that actually almost feels, the words that I'm hearing are, some part of us is coming home, right? The number 6 has that element to it of the feeling of that environment where you can be nourished, where you can grow, where you can just be, right? And 3 and 6 together, I mean, you know, through communication, through open, honest communication and sharing, we all go on to support, to love, and to ultimately share the responsibilities and the burdens that we may all face going forward. There's something going on here where, even if it's just the communities, let's face it, it's always been that way, right? We are knitting together in some way, shape or form, and we are all going to find we are stronger for it. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. I completely forgot to, no, I didn't. I blessed my cards. Thank you. All right, take care. Let me know what you think about this weekly general reading for the whole, you know, for the whole world and everybody in it. Let me know what you think of it. You know, if you liked it, if you didn't, what you think might need to be changed. It is, like I said, the first one, and your week ahead videos will follow. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.